picked up on it. I did that intentionally, dog. Like I did it around those days, so because I know when Harriet Tubman watched this film, she's gonna be like, "Amen." When people like Michael Johnson watch this film, they're gonna be like, "We want a part two." When Malcolm X watched this film, he's gonna be like, "Thank you, brother." You know what I mean? And this is the film that will ultimately challenge the black cowards. I talk about black cowardly men a lot, and you either got to stand up and get out the kitchen on this film. You know what I mean?
Will this film make it to movie theaters?
It's gonna go on video on demand. We'll do like a screening here and there. Like I plan on going to Dallas for your people, and we'll go to Dallas and do a screening. But streaming is a new movie theater now, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Nobody's actually really going out to movie theaters anymore.
Nah, it's too expensive. It's definitely too expensive. And
Yeah,
when
popcorn
you can watch it at
costs too
home
much.
on HBO Max, you know what I mean? So it's but yeah, video on demand, May 19th, 8/29. They get to see Charleston White's introduction to cinema.
So you know, man, what made you think of me? I just gotta ask you.
Yeah.
I ain't asked you this yet. What made you think of me, man?
When you were on my platform, I was writing a script. And I love the fact that if you and I were partners, like in terms of friends, like in real life, I wouldn't have to worry about you leaving if I got the depths of trouble. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And your role in this film is very personal to me. And I just thought that you would be the most polarizing man to play that role. You know what I mean? Especially because how you feel about a certain group of people.
Yeah, man, the Muslims. The Muslim
I feel
community.
the same way. I feel the same way.
Most, and we can talk this as I can talk this, but since I got you on a podcast, I can't talk this with everybody. But most Black Americans, most African Americans, most Negroes, most hip hop people, they aren't aware that the Arabs were our first slave owners.
Right.
And they fought for many years trying to get into Africa because of Africa's resources, as well as get into Africa to take us as slaves, especially once the Catholic Church gave the nod to enslaving Black Africans, right? We strive to be our oppressors, our slave masters, whether that's a European mindset or Arabic Muslim mindset.
Right.
What made you step out on the limb? What book you read? What knowledge? What library database you was indulging in?
Just knowledge itself, man. It really is, man. And I've read probably every book that needs to be read. You know what I mean? But ultimately, I realized that it's about your last name. It's the United States of Hawthorne. It's not the United States of Farrakhan. It's not the United States of Pastor Jones. And because in your deepest moments, all they're gonna do is ask for a donation. All they're gonna do is ask for a contribution. When the reality is, if you protect your last name, at the end of the day, your name will live on forever. But if you change your last name to the Church of Scientology, the Nation of Islam, then you've given up your rights as an individual and as a God-fearing being for the group. You get what I'm saying?
Your birth name is your legacy.
Facts.
Typically your birth name is it established your royal lineage. And so if you're tricked out of that, then what do you have left by changing your name?
You have nothing.
Zero.
Black people have a group and Messiah complex. You know what I mean? Like, I want to join Black Lives Matter. I want to join the Nation of Islam. And now we're in 2022 and we realize Farrakhan probably got more kids than Elijah Muhammad. Black Lives Matter buying mansions, and it's just it's sad on one end, but it's also beautiful on the other end when you have individuals who stand out.
Yeah.
You know, and I think people need to start gravitating toward people who stand out and tell the truth and who fight the conglomerate.
You know, not to cut you off, but you know what the greatest thing that I like about what I'm hearing right now, and to say this shit for my brother Charleston, and to see that you are, you know, all the things that you doing in the movie world. And I was speaking about this. We need to create platforms that we can be able to create our own content on.
Right.
So with you creating a platform and you able to get my brother Charleston on that platform so his voice can get heard in a bigger light.
Right.
You know, and I just want to thank you for doing that, because I feel like that no matter what, nobody know the struggle that he went through in order to just get in this kind of position.
Right.
To have a brother like you sit down and look past all the antics and look and say, you know what? This is a warrior.
And
You know?
I'm glad you said that, because I wasn't gonna take the road.
Oh, really?
No, I wasn't. Because I was coming out of the matrix. I had just gone through the matrix of what a social media platform would do to a black man. It'll turn you against your brothers. I had just came out of that matrix. I had just been fighting all these different other YouTubers. And then when I was on your platform, there was that one nigga that I was going back and forth with. And I felt like y'all ambushed me, right? So I don't know you, I don't know him, but so in my mind, man, I'm grouping everybody together.
Right.
I don't know the sincerity of this dude, but man, I'm saying, man, so I got caught in the matrix for about 9 months to a year. So when you approach me with the movie role, I'm saying, man, that's that. Because I remember I said, man, you the nigga had that nigga on your thing, man. I said, yeah, nah, man, I don't know if I want to fuck with you, man. Nah, man. So in my mind, I got to fly to West Coast to do this movie. He had this, so in my mind, all kind of delusional things was being created as we do to ourselves, right?
Right.
Many times when opportunities are presented, many times when God show up with the blessing, it's never how you want it to come. It's never from who you want it to come from. So in my mind, this is a trick to get me to the West Coast. Yeah, these niggas finna stage something. So that's why I was like, nah, man, we'll do it this way and we'll do it this way, because I was putting barriers when God had opened the door.
Yeah. I have a platform where I don't know what no one's gonna say. It's called the barbershop, right?
Yeah.
And it's called the shop, actually. And I don't know what no one's gonna say. And I'm not sure if you remember, Patty probably told you, if you don't want to talk to anybody, just say I cut them off, and I
remember.
cut them off. But I don't.
It's the barbershop. It's the barbershop. Yeah.
I don't want, and whatever your capacity is your capacity. People come in mad at fighters all the time. You know, I mean, last night, Devin Haney's father called in last night because I didn't agree with him and how he's training his son. You get what I'm saying? So he called in out the blue.
Well, let me just say this. In your defense, you booked this like a month or 2 months in advance, so very professional. Your producer, very professional. The emails, very professional. You guys set up the donation that goes to Mama Duck. So y'all sent the donation to FBG Duck's mom. So very professional. I'm new to the YouTube world. I'm new to the internet world. So I'm in the beginning, right? So I got everything coming at me. Nigga, and so in my mind, I'm saying, man, it's like we're against each other. So I don't know what's what and who's who. Months and months and months and months and months and months go by. I've gone through some things, I've evolved, and now I'm out the matrix. You see what I'm saying? I done demonetized my youth, so now I'm out the matrix, and I can see this shit for what it is, and I can see it clearly. So now, here it comes, this great opportunity, once in a lifetime, man, opportunity being presented to me. And I'm fit to say no based on something that happened in the past that don't have nothing to do with nothing. But because of my experiences, see what, man, this is what the rap industry, this is what this entertainment shit does. If you come in good natured, if you show up good natured, you don't get to enter good nature. They don't, you can't thrive in the entertainment world good natured. Right? So what I noticed in hindsight, every person that I've gotten into it with on the internet, we've never met each other in person. We don't live in the same cities or states. And I never heard of their names until I got into this. And I used to ask myself, man, where did this come from? Why this? Then I started learning this system, this machine from social media springing into the entertainment industry, whether that's rap, whether that's basketball, it pits us against each other. Mm-hmm. It pits us against each other. It's not gonna allow a black man to stand at the door, and when a young brother enter into the door, say, "Come here, young brother. Let me tell you what to do. Let me show you what not to do. Listen, you're all on your own." Mm. And everybody who puts their arm around you is either a vulture, a snake, a leech, an instigator, a narcissist. So it's like being in the twilight zone. Mm-hmm. So you don't know what's real no more. Mm-hmm. So when so by the time you spend a year trying to maintain your identity and not get swept up into the media training, not get swept up in the newfound celebrity status, not getting caught up into the pressure of if I'm gonna make it, who to listen to, so you got to do all of this as well as watch for the snakes. So I started seeing they pitted us against each other. I would have people say, "Hey man, what do you think about this?" And then people would go and ask Bosco, "Hey, you know that guy Charleston, what you think about it?" And it caused him to share an opinion. And then they'll say, "Hey, you heard what Bosco said about you?" Who is Bosco? So I started saying, so when you come to me with this movie offer, I done had the best learning experience for the last year saying, okay, is this what it is or this what it ain't? And so man, I prayed about it. I talked to myself. I answered myself and say, shit, nigga, how you don't get to decide. You don't get to decide how you die, Charleston. So shit, nigga, go for it. This might be the one of a lifetime. And God damn it, this the one of a lifetime.
Nah, real talk.
The cast is shit.
So tell everybody who we got on the cast.
Yeah, man, we have Jerome Robrook from the Have and the Have Not. All the ladies know him from the Have and the Have Not. We got Kathleen Bradley, who played Miss Park on Friday. We have
Miss Parker.
Yeah, hey Miss Parker.
Yeah.
Jasmine Hester, who's been in 911, Blackish. Jacob Berger, Power. He's a police officer on Power. Liz Fortnite, who is gorgeous. She plays Natalie on Bruh, Tyler Perry's Bruh. So I mean, and the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, man.
How did you pick the cast?
Say it again.
How did you pick the cast?
friends of friends of friends, you know, like reaching out and saying, hey, I got this project, I would love for you to be on it, because it's a risky project. You
Very
know what I
risky.
mean?
Very risky.
Oh, to the 10th power.
We gonna get there. Hold on, we gonna get there. I'm just walking everybody up. We gonna get there.
We'll talk.
Welcome into it. I appreciate you. And the fact that they said yes, it was beautiful, because there was no teaching on set. It was just simply everyone did their role, man. And the only difference was, hey, maybe you should be more aggressive here. Maybe you should be more delayed here. You know what I mean? Take your time with your words. But it was seamless, man. And it's gonna be a beautiful day on May 19th.
So let me ask you this: you got your yeses. Did you get any no's and any hell no's? And man, you crazy the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to know.
Hell yeah. I got a girl, beautiful woman, actually from Houston. And she was the original lead. Jasmine wasn't the original lead.
Okay.
And she told me, she said, Fred, you're in over your head. And I said, no. I said, no. We don't have to argue. We don't have to debate. No, we good. I appreciate you. And I just went on. And I got 10 days. I'm shooting this film on February 20th and February 21st, period. It's not changing. Oh, you should wait. No, I'm not changing nothing. So as she's talking to me, I'm texting a management company. Literally texting. I'm like, hey, I need a lead for this. Within 2 hours, I had the lead. You know what I mean? Jasmine stepped in on 10 days notice. And here's the most disturbing thing about this. This would have been a young lady's first lead role. I was believing in her. Yeah. I hired an acting coach for her. Anything she needed for this role, I was going to prepare her for it, because I believed in her. And she told me I was in over my head because I didn't drive the car 55 miles an hour. You know what I mean? And use my blinker when I change lanes.
So listen, so she actually read the script and said, man, nah.
I think it was that. I think it was like,
now listen.
Yes.
I've had my wildest imagination behind this movie. The what ifs. The what ifs. And man, this might crack the Liberty Bell.
You're on the other side, right?
Yeah, this movie here might crack the Liberty Bell on the other side, man. Because was you high when you wrote this motherfucker?
I was smoked. Hey, Charles, I was smoked. I don't drink. You know, I don't do nothing.
You wrote this with a clear mind.
Clear mind, yeah, man. That's my competitive advantage. You know what I mean? Not drinking, not smoking, working out every day, and see, I grew up in Harlem, right?
Okay.
And I've always my grandfather is the greatest man I ever known in my life, and Malcolm X is the greatest non-family member that I know, like in terms of his fearlessness, right? And I told myself that when I'm in position to do something like this, I will. You know, I kind of lied to myself, similar to how you said you was in the Matrix.
Yeah.
I lied to myself for a long time. Oh, I'm not gonna say nothing about like Minister Farrakhan and how the Nation of Islam just basically does nothing for black men. He's like a preacher on Sunday, you know. And on my 40th birthday, I was like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'm halfway through. I'm at halftime. You know what I mean? I'm done. And then COVID hit. When COVID hit, I was like, I'm about to tap back into my art side, because I had done films prior to that. I mean, Emmy nominated, all that. You know what I mean? And then but I've been doing boxing every weekend, right?
Yeah.
I travel every weekend. But COVID made me sit right in this very chair and say, you know what? Start being an artist. Boxers don't appreciate your ass. You know, it's just for kicks. It's for shits and giggles, man. You know what I mean? And I wrote it. But it's a part 2 because I did 9 Wives. 9 Wives is fucking Charleston, when I say I didn't know Nine Wives was gonna be that successful.
Yeah.
We had close to 40 film festivals. If I had took this film to a studio, I would have got nominated for an Academy Award, because the reason why I know this is because I've been in 5 Academy qualifying film festivals. But if I had the money behind me, it would have put me in a pedestal position, because you gotta have the money behind you to get in that, to win those film festivals, right? Because they want to keep those relationships great. And so bouncing off of Nine Wives, I just expanded Nine Wives, you know, and it's a conversation that we always have in the basement. You know what I mean? Man, I wish I could kill that cop. Man, I wish if I was this, if I was that. You know what I mean? If black people was half as great as the ifs we created, it would be no more inferior complexes here in America, man. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I kind of saw that when they tried to ban me off Clubhouse for saying, yeah, we grew up raping white women. Nigga, that we used to run trains on white girls, right? I didn't have, it wasn't Ellen DeGeneres trying to ban me. It was black people saying, man, it was black people running with the narrative that I rape people. It ain't white people pushing. White people still invite me to come talk in places.
Yeah. Black people are indoctrinated, man. They don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You buying a Sunday suit means you're indoctrinated. You paying your tithes before your mortgage or your rent means you're indoctrinated. You know what I mean? And they don't get it. The Nation of Islam selling bean pies and final calls before they even go pick up their son. They're indoctrinated. And they have conned us and bamboozled us to say, you know what? We rather fight this facade than build the reality. The reality is, if we build each other, I'm not gonna sit here. How can I fight a white man, right? For real. How can I fight a white man when I carry a gun and the biggest threat to me
is a black man?
Is a blood in the crib.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a blood in the crib. You know what I mean? I don't have no worry of no white man coming to Slauson and Crenshaw, Florence and Crenshaw, and putting a knife on me or a gun on me. No, I don't. But we've been so conditioned to say we gotta fight the system. If we extract ourselves from the system and create our own infrastructure and algorithms, guess what we have? We have our own United States of America. You know what I mean? But here's what we do. Every time someone signs with the people we're supposed to be pulling our resources away from, we celebrate it.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, he went to Yale. We're gonna throw a Yale party. Oh, he went to Brown. No. If I bring my son in here right now, I say, what's the most important name, period? He gonna say Hawthorne. That's the only, because I know I'm in competition with Nike, Louis Vuitton, Ford, you know, and the list goes on and on. So I embed that in Hawthorne. So they never have that like, oh man, it's up to them to give me a job. You know what I mean?
And that's really what I'm trying to push to the young niggas in the culture.
Yeah.
Fuck that rap name. If you embody the rap name, what about your name? That's the brand. See, if your rap name, they take it.
They take everybody.
They take the brand of your rap name. What about your real name? Don't be nothing. Do you know Mike Tyson don't own his name?
Wow.
Man, these people, they give the rights up to their names. So these rappers, they don't even own their rap name. So when they stop being rapper and they gotta go back to being their birth name, they can't make no money off their birth name because some contract got their rap name turned. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
That's why I'm saying, man, fuck a rapper. Who it wasn't real name. But my people so fucked up, they can't even grasp the concept of what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story about that. I'm listening to a Floyd Mayweather interview. I swear to God. And they started talking about him and his daughter. And they started talking about the father of the child.
Yeah.
You know, Floyd Mayweather called him NBA Youngboy in the interview. Yeah, my daughter had a baby with NBA Youngboy. I damn near said, what? What's his real name? I said this on my show. What's his real name?
We don't know.
I said, you can't make this shit up, man. You can't make this up, dog. Like it is.
Say so when he come by the house, they holler, hey, what's up, NBA young boy? You all right? Say, boy, go get your daddy, NBA young boy. Tell him come here.
Right. And every time you say his name, you're speaking death into existence. You understand what I'm saying? Like the power of the tongue. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, and I talk about this damn near every night on my platform. You know, about just being a man, owning your words, and not speaking death. Like people think I'm crazy because they've seen my transformation. Like you call it the matrix.
Yeah.
They've seen my transformation between now and I said, the moment I had my son, the accountability just hit like a ton of bricks. Like,
Yeah.
boom, you know, and since then I've big steps, small steps, it's in the eye of the beholder, but I've grown since then. And now I'm in a space where, I mean, people would say, oh, you're conservative, right? To the dumb people, oh, you're a conservative, right? But in reality, I'm cutting off all the fat. I don't want no fat on my steak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you want it lean. Yeah. You want your lean.
Yeah, man. And it's just, man, we talk about this so much, man. Like speaking of rap, like Snoop Dogg. I think what Snoop Dogg did, and I'm glad Taxstone spoke about it on $1 Million Worth of Game because he has a much bigger platform than I. That what he did.
The Super Bowl performance.
Yeah, for 100 million people in America.
I went apeshit crazy about it.
Yeah, he set. Not only did he set us back,
we go get a new crime bill for it. He finna get what he did was let Congress know they need a new crime bill.
Man, it's.
Thank you, Snoop Dogg, because I've been praying for a new crime bill because what we're seeing now is children dying like at the beginning of the origins of what he was representing.
Right.
It's like he brought it back to life. It's like when somewhere I was told a story that a guy by the name of Ezekiel, God told Ezekiel to go speak to a land of dry bones. And they dead. He said, well, you go talk to those dry bones and they go rise. Snoop Dogg rose dry bones that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Monday morning, here's how crazy this is. Monday morning, I'm on the bet 20%, 30% of black kids crip walk one way or another the next day.
Yeah.
There was a video that went viral. Here's what I knew. I said, we are literally just in a whole nother war zone. Video went viral of a father picking up his middle school daughter, playing rap song with curse words in it, loud, and he gets out crip walking. The comment section said, I wish I had a dad like that. I said, fuck this shit, man. I can't win, man.
But
I'm moving to the mountains, dog.
But I mean, you know what, man? With you saying that, and this is the world we living in. We living in a world that's everything is looking at this hip hop culture. This hip hop culture is playing so much of a role to destroy our people. It's playing a major role. But I ask myself, what do we got to do as a people to be able to knock down that bridge? What do we got to do as a people to knock down that bridge to say, okay, enough is enough?
It's never going to be enough because many a times we're just the biggest contradiction ever. I'm going to raise 2 points. Charleston's going to catch hell. Oh, he won another crime bill. You dumb black motherfuckers, you voted for a crime bill. Joe Biden. If you got a rock size the size of a quarter, you voted for him in 2020.
Facts.
You understand? Here's another way they vote against what they supposedly believe in. If you believe in any form of God, you are a conservative.
Yep.
There's no way about it. There's no way you can cut it. You are not a person of the street if you believe in any God. Muslim, Christianity, Martin Luther, Jehovah's Witness.
Judaism. You are conservative.
You are conservative. You are not a liberal. It is impossible for you to be a Christian and a liberal. It's impossible. Oil and water. But we vote against our interests. And then part 3. Oh man, here's what gets me all the time. Man, we so dumb, we can't vote as a block. We wouldn't do that. I said, you dumb motherfuckers, 90% of us already vote as a block. We vote Democrat. Every national election, we are already a block. Already.
That's why Hillary Clinton had hot sauce that time. That's why they go get Jay-Z. That's why they go get Beyonce. That's why they get P. Diddy. And they tell us, vote or die. This is the most important election of your time. Y'all, we got to get out and vote. And then when they tell us that, where they go? I thought y'all said it was the most important election of our lifetime. What happened?
Nobody's talking about it now. Nobody's talking about the downside of this, of what everybody supposed to been voting for. Nobody's talking about it.
When Hillary Clinton was running against Trump, they were telling us, man, this is the most important election of our life. We need to vote or die. Okay, when Hillary Clinton lost, where did they go? Where did that tenacity, where did that energy go to get us politically involved? When Stacey Adams was running, boy, they had everybody trying to get that black woman to be the first girl. Where are those people now? During the murders, every major Democratic city in the country, murder rate is up 80% now, homie, after the Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, defund the police chants.
Right.
They don't now. So now, where are these people?
Man, you preaching to the choir, dog. Because if you have this conversation without mentioning Democrat Barack Obama, they're gonna agree with you. 100%. Grandma gonna agree with you. But the moment you say Republican versus Democrat, but then when you tell them Frederick Douglass was a Republican, see, we vote against our self-interest. We think politics is culture. We think Democrat is culture. It's not culture. If we extract ourselves from this system and we say you got to pay to play, here's what we want. Here's how dumb we are. Trump was going to give this man $500 billion. I don't know how he would have distributed it, but he made a promise to ICE, I'll give you $500 billion.
Joe Biden wouldn't even meet with him.
Wouldn't even meet with him.
He wouldn't even meet with him.
Wouldn't even meet with him, man. Wouldn't even meet with him. And here's another dumb asinine shit. I'm sorry, man, but
we cuss over here. This like Muddy up with the tobacco in her mouth. with that long skirt on, with no panties on.
Yeah. When black people say, or expand this conversation. When Democrats say tax the rich, y'all dumb motherfuckers work for a rich man. You're never getting a raise. You're never getting more vacation days. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me how we don't understand the big picture. We stay on the first floor asking questions. Excuse me, where's the cashier's office? Excuse me, where do I go to enroll in school? Excuse me, where do I pay my tuition? We never get to the top floor. We value the corner office in the street in our community more than we value the corner office in a skyscraper.
Yeah.
The shit is stupid to me, man. It is stupid to me. And man.
So with that being said, take us to your educational background. Where you work? What was you went to school mostly in New York? You the product of a New York public education school system?
Not New York, but I left New York when I was 8, and I came to California when I was 8, and then I went to college.
So you went to school throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s?
Yeah, I was born in 77. So
okay.
What
was California school system like during the 80s for because you my age?
Man. Nah, the 60s and the 8 trades ran the school system where I'm at. Now I went to Horace Mann Middle School. Man.
So listen, by the time you were born, they was already at war, wasn't it?
Yeah, big time war, big time.
How did that affect the football team and basketball and sports and all that shit?
But the greatest athletes are locked up. The greatest athletes are wearing khaki. You know what I mean? The greatest athletes are fertilizer. You know what I mean? And it's an atrocity. It's an atrocity. We had one of the greatest basketball players of my era. You know what his nickname was? Super Crip.
I mean, that nigga crippin' hard if he was called a super crip in California.
Certified lottery pick. But he'd rather be a super crip. You understand what I'm saying? And it's mind-boggling to me. But school was okay. You know, I hustled my way through school, man, and graduated. Wasn't really a great student. I never valued school. Like, I always laugh because I never bought a book in college. You know what I mean?
Me neither.
Yeah, I never bought a book.
Yeah, I
know?
kept the money.
Yeah, I kept the money and graduated with a 2.53 GPA, became a teacher, got laid off as a teacher. And then I said, when I got laid off as a teacher in 2007, I said, I'll never let the same person feed me be able to starve me. And since then, I've been on my own since then.
Say that one more time. You said you do what now?
Good game.
I said, I'll never again let the same person feed me have the ability to starve me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And since then, I've been betting on myself out the trunk in real life, Charleston. You know what I mean? And I started a training business, and that popped. You know, I had who's who in the NBA that era from, you know, Taj Gibson, DeMar DeRozan, all those guys, Master P, his son. So I literally hustled my way into that space. You know what I mean? And then it was successful, and then I bought property and then built from there. You know what I mean? And because I never really had any bad habits. You know what I mean? Never had any bad habits.
But you got a bunch of kids?
Two.
Okay, well you were pretty responsible with your seed.
Yeah, and but I value picking up my son at 2:30, man. Nothing gets in the way of picking my son up at 2:30, and I think that's become the conversation in the shop. My podcast. People bragging about being fathers now, Charles.
Hey, say man, now listen. You just took me back, boy. My son, 18, he graduate in a few weeks.
Yeah.
That first grade, that pre-K, picking him up, getting there early. When he come out the door with his little class, you done dressed him clean for the day. You got them fine teachers and the mother fine mamas coming up there. You clean. You got the pretty car. Say, boy, that's a hell of a motherfucking feeling throughout your school days, ain't it, man?
Nah, for real.
And then when they call you, my son's name is Lincoln. When you call him, hey, Lincoln's dad.
Yeah.
Because you consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You talking about, man? Listen. You talking about the PTA meetings. Being one of the only black fathers. The awards, banquets, and ceremonies. Volunteering on field day, on Halloween, showing up with the cupcakes. The cool daddy. You know, the daddy got the gold chain on and the other kids, Yeah, the cool daddy, man.
No, facts. And that speaks volume. That speaks volume because now when your son leaves, it metamorphoses into the community. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's your seed and or you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And practicing those great habits, man. And you have a paper bag theory. Everyone is flawed, right?
Yeah.
But put that shit in a paper bag, dog. Put that shit in a paper bag. Yeah, you like everybody like pussy, right?
Yeah.
Everybody smoke a little bit, drink a little bit. Like I never see. I always say this. Now I know, 100% know. When your uncle came over and he said, "I'll be back," I didn't know till I became an adult what he was going to do. But he never told me. I never knew. But through yourself, you know others, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? He would still play pool with me. We would still play chess. We would still play checkers. We'll watch the Laker game, whatever. He said, "I'll be back," and he went and do what he did. And I think that's the paper bag theory, man. But hip hop got us thinking like, oh shit. Meek Mill got us thinking that, man, we got to do everything. You know what I mean? But you ain't got to glorify that. You know what I mean? Don't glorify it. I think if we go back to our core values, you know what I mean?
Our core value is y'all get out of here while grown folks talking. Y'all open that door. Kids don't go behind no closed door. Y'all open that door.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
The core values is those three monkeys. Children saw no evil, children heard no evil, and children spoke no evil.
Right.
Soon as the kid, mama and daddy can be arguing, soon as that kid door open up, they used to stop.
Right.
That used to be the core values.
Right. And
Your mama sold pussy, but you never knew.
Never knew. Exactly. Never knew.
Yeah, you never knew. Your mama got high, but you couldn't tell. Because she was cooking and she was cleaning. And you see what I'm saying? No, man. Now our children can eat from the tree of life.
Right.
They get to know both good and evil.
Right.
As early as they can begin to comprehend and understand the world. And that's what create what the environments and the conditions we see today. Because children have access to what adults have mental-wise.
And it's too young. You got 12-year-olds twerking with their mamas in the mirror.
Mm.
And the little boy, and the 5-year-old little boy sitting there looking. He don't
In
know
the
if
background.
Yeah.
No, you see the little boy smack his mama on the butt. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. That's what I just thought. Yeah.
What is this?
He either go be a pervert or a punk. It won't be a balance to that.
Yeah, and he won't be able to tap into his masculine energy until it's too late.
Now he'll be a weak man for sex, or he'll be a weak man wanting to be a woman.
He'll be a weak man that have no respect for his own mother. So if you ain't got no respect for your own mother, you will never have respect for no other woman. So that's what I look at when I see something like that.
So when you get out of high school, right, and you get to college, what was social like in college, coming from a school where 8 trades and 60s have they gang war, and you go to college to just don't. What was that like?
Great question, because I got kicked out of my first college. I went to Cal Baptist. I was on a basketball scholarship, and I went home and spent the summer with my mom on 135th and Cordary. 135-25 Cordary Avenue. And I told myself I'm never going back to my mom's house ever again. And I hustled my way through college. I ended up not transferring, because I got kicked out, but I had to go to summer school. I went to West LA College. I got 2 A's, and then I enrolled in at Whittier College. And Whittier College was amazing, man. And but I was real savvy. You know what I mean? I never wanted to go back to that environment as a lesser person, because if you drop out of college, that depth is so poor, because you're going to make $7 an hour, $6 an hour. You know what I mean? If you're not an entrepreneur, you go get a job.
And not only that, you got to bear the shame of coming back. That walk of shame.
That's it. Because you leave the community on a high. You know what I mean? And you come back like, oh, you didn't make it? Nah, I didn't make it. And guess what that does for the morale of your community? When you go and you don't,
they lose hope.
Lose hope, man. So similar to you go back and you give hope, man. You know, I became a teacher for 7 years, and I can honestly say I was arguably the best. I was the best teacher in my school district. I taught high school special education at a continuation high school. So what that means is every one of my students has a probation officer.
I was just about to say, you had all the gangbangers and thugs and niggas who were forced to go back to school by way of court order.
Oh, 100%. I'm getting calls on my lunch break. How's he doing? Did he show? Because they don't show up. If they don't show
violation
up,
of court order.
Oh, they coming. They coming at 9:15. Oh, for sure to pick you up. You know, and they gonna walk you out in handcuffs. You understand what I'm saying? And I can honestly say I had the greatest run, Charleston, man. I was in every newspaper in LA. We raised over $25,000 for cancer. We did 2 marathons. We did plays. Because I had to think outside the box to keep their attention, man. You know what I mean? I give you a great example. When we're doing the 13 colonies, we played basketball and everyone had their own colony, and the subs were the extra 3. So if you called them by their name, you had to sub out like North Carolina, Jamestown. You know what I mean? It was Delaware. It was that fun like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up.
But
come on, Mississippi, goddamn, man, shit. Yeah.
was a great run, man. I honestly, but I was the last to get hired, first to get fired because I wasn't tenured, you know. And but it was a hell of a run, man. And
Good guys always finish last, my guy.
Yeah, don't they? Don't they?
Yeah, good teachers always get fired for the meaningful shit. Good police officers always get kicked in the ass. Good fathers never get appreciated. Good husbands always are undervalued. Good boyfriends don't never get a good girlfriend. So I tell guys, fuck being good.
And then here's the catch. I'm glad you're right. I talked about this last night. I says, I'm gonna say y'all been tricked. I'm gonna say the women been tricked and bamboozled and all. They say, how, Fred? I said, Beyonce told you to put everything in the box to the left. And then she said, all the single ladies shake, all my single ladies, all my single ladies. And then I told them, you know, Beyonce's never been single.
Oh man.
She's never been single. She's been married, she's been with Jay-Z since she was 19. Y'all felt for the okie doke. That was that white man in the office conditioning y'all. That song don't get cleared without his approval. She comes from a church background. Mr. and Mrs. Knowles was raised in the church, but they didn't want that out. But y'all, Cardi B is married. They tricking y'all and bamboozling y'all. They not in the streets. But if you go to Instagram and you go on a single woman's, you on a woman's car, it's not a black thing, or it's not just black women. Ain't no fucking wall just around black women. It's Mexican women, white women, they dancing, doing that shit. The women that's telling them to do it, they have the exact opposite lie. Beyonce ain't been single a day in her life. And she fought for her husband. She went against her own sister to keep her husband. And we fell for the okie doke. You'll never see Beyonce twerking at the pace that these women are twerking online. She knows she got 2 kids.
When Cardi B, when that wet ass pussy song with Cardi B, when her daughter came, when she covered her daughter's ears or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There it is. You know what I mean? There it is, man. And I that's why it all goes back to we're conservative by nature.
You speak of your grandfather.
Oh, big time.
How was he in your life from early on to
birth till his death? Birth till his death. He's in his picture right on this side, right?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Right there.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And
what was that? See, I had a granddaddy too. My granddad owned a barber shop, and everybody, they used to call him Godfather, Godfather White, cause he used to let the niggas sell dope in and around his barber shop, and put a level of protection around him. And plus he was one of the founders of the Dappers Club, the guys that used to dress real dapper back in the suits and the hats in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah.
Military veteran, the oldest of 17, one of the first black men to own a hotel and a restaurant over on the west side of Fort Worth. So I know what it's like to have granddad. Yeah, when the girl cousin say, I'm gonna call granddaddy, and granddaddy say, boy, I'm gonna come over there and kick your ass and you shiver in your boots. But he ain't finna come kick nothing. Yeah. So man, what was that like, man, growing up with a grandfather?
You're the first person ever asked me this question, man. My grandfather was the pinnacle of masculinity, the apex.
Talk about that, man, because you say most people don't know what that mean and what's that to have around. We finna break that. We finna walk. Paint a picture for us right quick.
Man, just like the it's the je ne sais quoi of a man. Like he is. When you do great, he's gonna refer to you as a man. He's gonna shake your hand. He's gonna look you in the eye. But more importantly, he's gonna hold you accountable to your masculinity. He won't just hold you accountable to your right and your wrong. He's like, no, a man is gonna do this, young man. And he sent for me every summer. Every summer, this man sent for me. And I didn't know this till just now. My grandfather, I just noticed, I swear before God, I just realized this right now. My grandfather, because my father wasn't really in my life. He was successful though too. My father was uber successful. But my grandfather, one of the reasons he sent for me was to repair my relationship with my father. I didn't know that till just now. It just hit me right now. And like, cause I'm just a reflection of, because no one's ever asked me about my grandfather ever. And but the reason why I celebrate Malcolm, because it's more polarizing, it gets people in, but you know, but I should have a grandfather's day, you know what I mean, where we celebrate.
Oh, we should, homie.
No.
Because most of our fathers was disappointment to their fathers. Our fathers was the niggas that wanted to have fun and run off and feel good and be with the hippie generation.
Right.
Their fathers wasn't. You see what I'm saying? Their fathers really wasn't into reading books, becoming educated, more or less, or being able to sustain their survival.
Right.
Education opened doors, but them people had trades and skills.
Trade and skill.
Yeah, my grandfather was a foreman, you know what I mean? And he was the principal man of family. Like, he hosted the Wiggins family reunion every year, man. In Virginia, we had property in Portsmouth. And I'm gonna tell you this, Charleston. I'm the youngest male cousin of this era, of my generation, like my mother and her sisters and her brothers. And we got about 20 to 30 bodies between my cousins, like pop goes the weasel, you know what I mean? And I'm probably the only cousin that haven't gone to jail. I spent 2 days in jail on some petty theft shit, but here's my point. He always went to visit them, because when I go home every summer, we had to make that drive to whatever prison it was, you know. And when they came home, they always went to my grandfather's house. They always felt safe when my auntie needed her rent paid, when my mama needed her rent paid, he was the source of everything. And it's just amazing how he died in 95, January of 95. And it's amazing. The older I get, the more those values become reality in my life.
They become concrete.
Oh, super. That's a great word.
Now you can stand on them.
Stand on it. Heavy. Unwavering.
Yeah, now see, when they here with us, the things that they give us aren't so concrete. I was telling somebody the other day, most of our children set out to prove us wrong. Because this is how they develop their own form of independence, right? They go through, every kid goes through a rebellious stage, an adolescent stage, and then they go to a stage where just them and they peers know everything. Man, mom, you don't know, that was your day. Mom, dad, that was your time. So then they got another stage where they secretly, not that they resent you, but they resent the instructions that you gave them, because they don't want you to be right all the time. Your kids don't, man, they want to feel like they're right sometimes. So now they leaving out of your home with their own ideals, with their own aspirations, their own they're starting to form their own independent ideology away from yours, because now they're venturing out into the world. So they trying to set out, they either trying to prove you right or prove you wrong, but most of us are trying to prove our parents wrong. When they die, something happen, we come back home with our head down, say, yeah, mom, dad, you were right. So we keep coming back saying, yeah, you were right, mama. Or we tell somebody else, man, my mama told me that, my daddy told me that. Yep. So throughout life,
yes,
the things that's passed down to us aren't so concrete to the people who gave them to us are gone. And we see, we're able to assess their life, and then as we're assessing their life and what they gave us then becomes concrete, because they're not here to question anymore.
Right.
Yeah, they're not here to question anymore. They're not here to challenge anymore. So most people go crazy. Oh, I done lost mama. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, they gave you some concrete, a foundation to stand on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you know, I have this thing every year that I do. I have my own trip to Mecca, right? Where I go visit my grandfather's grave and I go visit Malcolm X's grave. You know what I mean? And it's not that they're polarizing people, but it's the reminder of the concrete examples and the concrete rules and the concrete morality and integrity that they put in you, because once you leave, you're planning your next year's trip. You know what I mean? And you don't want to be a disappointment to someone in the spiritual realm, you know? And once you understand from that you must go back and you're going to be held accountable for everything that you did knowingly, oh man, it's
that's you know, no male child wants to make his mother cry. No boy wants to hurt his mother. But there's a different element. I didn't have a dad to understand this concept that I'm about to explain now. I was once my son done something one time. And I said, well, I ain't gonna whoop you, I ain't gonna do this. His reply was, but you're gonna be disappointed in me, Dad. My disappointment had much more of an effect on him than an ass whooping being put on punishment than anything.
facts.
My disappointment. So when I bond with the old nigga Pops, when me and Pops become what we are, my greatest motivation is I can't disappoint this old man, because he really believed in me. But that old nigga really believed in me. And I can't disappoint him. I can't do, it's certain things that I can't do, I won't do, because I don't want to bring shame to the old man's name. He's like my father.
Big fact. And that's the accountability that they've been rooting for you, that they've been rooting for you and rooting in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's when you get it, it is the most eye-popping moment when you get it, and it will forever hold you accountable. You know, and it's a beautiful thing when it happens, man. And when you speak of like fatherhood and the lack thereof, I was driving today and I was at a red light. This may be off base, but it took me there. I said, the nerve of these motherfuckers. These motherfuckers, hey, babe, don't have life insurance and then beg their mother to take a second loan out on their house. I said, the nerve of these motherfuckers. Like,
Nigga walk around reckless. Don't give a damn about dying. Don't give a damn about killing nothing, and can't pay to get nobody off earth.
Yeah.
They ain't got no even. I don't give a damn. I die for this. When you die for your mother, your family, they have to reduce themselves to the most shameful act of a human is to bury a known thug. They have to beg to bury who everybody in the community know at least sold dope, got a gang, did this, and this woman got to try to raise money to get you in the ground. The shame and the pain of that woman.
And then the level up.
The selfishness.
Selfish.
The selfishness.
So,
yes. Let me put a bow on this. How about the lying pastor? How about if the pastor said, I can't speak good words of this man. I'm not doing the funeral. But the pastor lied.
He'll do the funeral and preach like this motherfucker in heaven. He'll preach like he going to heaven and he died in the shootout. He didn't get to, he died in the shootout.
He died robbing.
As he was shooting, he was hollering, die, motherfucker. He wasn't saying, Lord, forgive me. Please forgive me for all my sins. Lord Jesus Christ, please. He wasn't saying nothing. He was saying, die, motherfucker, on the set. This crip, cuz. So he didn't never get to profess, confess, nothing. And the preacher goes, preach a sermon like, this motherfucker just went to hell. Oh, he up there with the Lord right now. He's drinking water out the rivers of honey.
but he never asked for forgiveness. He never asked for anything. He didn't care about nothing. All he cared about was destroying somebody else.
Yeah, and destroying. I put a question up just to gauge people. I said, is a black man a racist for wanting to wake up every morning and do harm to black people? They said, hell no. The majority of you say, hell no, the KKK is racist. Here's the catch though. The KKK woke up every morning protecting their bloodline. Black gangbangers wake up every day to kill their bloodline. It's a big difference.
It's a major difference.
Major, they're not the same. And then they make us believe that the KKK just went after black people. No, it was all these immigrants. Every immigrant on this earth, in America, wherever they were, wherever they resided. You know, and I'm not giving them an out, but I'm speaking to the cowardness in us to say that's not culture.
And you know, I'm speaking on this gang culture. This was so tricky about it. This what really get to me. You have sets that'll be at war, and they say that they at war because of Charleston stepped on my shoe, or Charleston talked to one of my girlfriends, and that started the war. Okay, Charleston got locked up in Flossin. I get locked up in Flossin. Me and Charleston become the best of friends. Yeah. But they still at war because of what happened to Charleston and me. So what happened to why the war don't stop when we become friends? When we become part of a CCO, when we become a part of anything, why the war don't stop?
I got a simple answer for that question. If we stop the war right now, y'all take my identity. If you take the war out of the community between the Crips and the Blood, and I can't be OG so-and-so no more, what am I gonna be?
Huh, man. You gave it to me.
This been my identity. I've worked.
You gave it to me, man.
I've worked to build this since I was 12 years old, man. What else I'm gonna stand on?
Yeah. You gave me the answer.
What else I'm gonna stand on, man?
Answer, man. Yeah.
This is who I am. This ain't who I grew to be as a man. This is who I am, and this is who I made myself to be. If I step out of this role and I gotta come over here and step with the rest of these men in the world, man, I ain't got no job. My woman don't listen to me. Man, I don't know how to go register my kids in school. So I got to come over here and represent this. Because this is my comfort zone. This is my security. This is my safety realm. And if I come out of this here, I'm going to be less than a man.
Big fact.
Oh, man. Hey, man, you answered it, man. Shit, nail on the coffin.
That's why you see these niggas at 45, 50 saying, I'm OG Bride D. I'm OG such and such. Let me tell you about 1970, and I can't talk about breakfast at the table with my wife this morning. I can't talk about when me and my woman had our vacation. I can't talk about, I can't tell you nothing. So I got to keep you back then. So we can't never go forward because I'm always telling you to turn around. Let's look back this way. You want me to, I'm going to put you in the car with me and I'm going to say, let's drive forward while we look in the rearview mirror and reminisce. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, they talking about when they had her. Now they ain't got her.
So let me ask you this, Fred.
Yeah.
We kind of have an expectation of what this movie is gonna do for a certain faction, a certain group of people.
Right.
What do you think this movie will do for our people and those that we speak of that's complicit into our demise and destruction? When niggas like that see this film and they see what done took place and how this done happened, because this and nobody's done this today. What do you think that'll do on the psyche?
They're not gonna believe it. The indoctrinated Democrats are gonna be mad at me. How can you do this? You're setting us back 100 years. Oh, we gotta root for the white man. We can't. we gonna get that voice, and you also gonna get the 17-year-old voice.
So, do you think you'll be accused of trying to incite something?
Yeah, for sure.
You think those accusations would come?
Yeah, they come, but it's so far from the truth.
Well, I was about to say, and what would be your reply to that?
I'm speaking what America created.
Ooh.
The top of the poster says inspired by America. And
inspired by America.
This is what we should have done a long time ago. Malcolm X said we need to stop singing and start swinging. Checks and balances, we swinging. I've never been afraid of anyone. I've lost, I've won. I've never feared a man, Charleston. Never in my life. I'm wise enough to get a bat or a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've never been afraid of another man.
That's my next question. You've already been blackballed out of Hollywood.
Yeah. I didn't take their money, but I didn't take their money, Charleston. That's why. I was sitting on the table with 4 or 5 white men with landing strips, right? And I definitely didn't have the wealth that I've accumulated since. And they said, take this deal. I said, no, thank you. And I said, well, we had a lot of meetings. And I was hot back then because I did Floyd Mayweather's documentary. And that helped, but I had did some real solid work prior to that, right? So when you go into the meeting, they know everything you've done.
They know everything about you.
Yeah, they know what college you went to, your mom, everything. So when they sit down, they have this profile folder of you. And they don't see, the beautiful thing is they know how to talk to you.
They know your personality traits. They know they know your assessment test that you took. They know everything about you.
Yes, big facts. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, there's no way, because if I do this, then you own me. And I can't allow you to own me because I just got laid off as a school teacher. And I was the greatest school teacher in that school district. Hands down. I got a day named after me in Wardy, California. I got a certificate from the mayor. You understand? From doing great work in the community. And I said, no, I can't allow you to own me. And they walked away. I walked away and they never looked back. I get offers to interview for ESPN at least once a year as a producer. You know what I mean? And here's what I told ESPN. I told them, I says, I gotta be a personality on this radio show because no one will know me for a producer. You get what I'm saying? I know I can't own ESPN, but I know if you put me on a microphone, I can leverage that and what I'm doing outside of you.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on you to lay me off. I'm waiting on you to get rid of me.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I just leveraged your 20 million followers. I just leveraged that into me. I'm just waiting on you to fire me. Same thing with boxing. Check this out, y'all. Like, this is the most asinine shit ever, right? I'm like an A-level reporter in boxing, right? And I'm giving the people the information. Literally, I'm the guy that asks the toughest questions ever.
To every boxer, to every boxer that's fighting right now.
Hands down, everybody knows. If you bump into Earl in Dallas, Texas, he's gonna be like, yeah, that motherfucker Fred the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They may agree or disagree, but they gonna be the Charlo brothers. They hate me, but they gonna be like, yeah, that motherfucker.
Well, you kind of like me. You really blunt with your opinion and you stand on it. You never backtrack.
No, I've never had. Maybe it's from being the youngest cousin. I don't know. But here's the catch, Charleston. I'm feeding the people. I am a media guy, literally for the people and the fighters. Right. I get it's like a trickle down, right? I'm telling the people the truth on what's going on behind the scenes. Golden Boy takes my credentials. The laughs get like this. Then Top Rank, which is Bob Arum.
Yeah.
They take my credentials. The claps get like this. And then the last one, Al Heyman, which is the black guy. He takes my credentials. Ha 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 ha. I said, y'all stupid. I was feeding y'all. I was giving y'all the information. Y'all dumb. Because I can do what I do right here. Because my opinion is so polarizing. My opinion is so fucking polarizing. They are listening. I don't need a credential to be me. They said, can I have my, I said, here, take it. The same way I did boxing would have been the same way I did ESPN.
Oh, so listen. So they don't allow you no more to come behind in the press conference to ask them tough questions with them cameras.
No. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
Hey, well, I don't want to say this, but you know, I've been privy to be in that room, and I noticed they don't ask hard questions.
No, they don't ask that. I am the hardest promoter in boxing today. Everybody, hands down, everybody knows. I done pulled up on everybody from Andre Ward to whoever it is. Everybody knows I am the toughest guy, hands down, in boxing. But the people, I'm empowering the people. And then here's when I woke up. I'm gonna tell you here. Check this shit out, Charleston. So, Oscar and Golden Boy, they had some emails. Al Heyman is a black man, right?
Yeah.
And they called Al Heyman a black Hitler and a nigger, right? I said, you know what? I'm gonna go pull up on Oscar. Because they had took my credentials already. But I said, it's okay. I'm gonna get Oscar when he has to go to another company for one of his fighters. It took 1.5 years, approximately. I pull up on Oscar in Baltimore, Maryland. That video did 2,000 views. I said, y'all niggas don't care. Y'all niggas don't care. This is entertainment for y'all niggas. I thought we was on this pro-black agenda, this and that, and whoop-de-whoop, and black men this. When that video did 2,000 views, I'm not done yet. When that video did 2,000 views, I looked to my left, no one's there. Look to my right, no one's there. Look up, no one's there. Look behind me, no one's there. I paid my own airfare, paid my own hotel, paid my own food. No one offered me anything. Now let me double down. I went to that press conference to get Oscar. Al Heyman knew I went to that press conference to get Oscar. You know what he did?
Put roadblocks in the way.
He canceled the fucking press conference.
Cause they didn't want they didn't want. Listen, he done been called niggas before. He got to put his head down. Yeah, you can't come. Yeah, listen. He know he they nigga. You can't come bothering they nigga. If they nigga not offended by being a nigga, why you come being offended by him being a nigga? This is our nigga. You can't tell us how to treat our nigga. Nigga, you complaining? Yeah, nigga, you come here, nigga. You complaining? Hey, nigga, you complaining? Tell him, nigga, you don't care how we. I don't care. Say, listen, brother.
Man,
Yeah.
it was first open.
Facts.
And from that weekend on, it was Malcolm X's birthday, 2018. I went to Malcolm X Boulevard in Baltimore, and you know what I mean.
So listen, can I say this? So is that why we see that there's really a racist undertone to boxing when they put these matches together?
It sells, man.
It's goddamn right.
So I'm not being
Goddamn
fucked
right.
up in the head. They really playing on us with these fights sometimes.
But they pimping us. They pimping us. Here's the catch. There's no racism in boxing. You know why? Because they keep on signing with the man that they call racist. There's no racism in boxing because the black people in boxing aren't fighting against racism. They talk in the basement about it. They won't come on my platform and talk about it. Well, you know, we got to do it like this. Then you give a black man a check, he turn into a Sambo. I'm telling you, he gonna dance.
Just talked about that.
And he gonna learn. Yeah, if he don't know how to dance, he going to dance class. I tell you that much.
Yeah. I ain't never seen McMills Bunny hop on the stage when he rapping. He might have popped some willies, but boy, when he with them white folks on the tennis court, that nigga bunny hop like a bunny.
Man, you ain't never lied.
So
You ain't never, yeah.
let me back to the movie.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any regrets when you got
No.
done with it? Did you ever think back and said, man,
No.
I want to know when he told his casting call, told the people, "Hey man, I'm gonna get Charleston White to play this role." Was there anybody? Was there any kind of backlash on that?
No, not at all.
Oh,
Not at
man,
all.
that's great. That's great.
Not at all. They're actually excited to meet him, and it's
That's great, man. That's great.
it's gonna come full circle, man.
can
This is gonna stand the test of time. I see this film as the people that did this project will be able to talk about this project 10 years from now.
yeah, man, can I just ask you one part about the movie that we can let the
Yeah.
people hear just one piece?
Yeah.
The part with the lady that lied on Emmett Till.
Uh-huh.
You said that part is so powerful. If this movie wasn't what it was and it didn't have this to have us at the Oscars, that scene right there. Can you just talk about that without giving too much?
100%. I know how to make films, and I know how to create a scene that evokes every emotion: laugh, cry, and be inspired. And that scene is going to ignite the Nat Turner spirit, the Harriet Tubman spirit in your grandmother. That scene is going to remind your grandfather why he protected your grandmother for so long. And when people hear the dialogue in that film, you're going to understand that they know what they're doing.
So with that being said, in this scene, she knows she finna die, right? Or do she know? For her to be so blunt about what she's saying.
I'll just say one thing. When the scene starts, she says, "It took you so long." And in that moment, every black person in America is supposed to stop and cry, spiritually or physically. And every scene, because it's a 40 minute film, so I don't know how long it is, still with the editor, but it's every scene is purposeful, every syllable has a purpose.
In the trailer,
Yeah, the trailers.
one of the white dudes says, killing me won't do no good.
Yeah.
In the scene we're talking about, and I'm gonna just ask you this personally. Do you believe she had any before she left?
She had what?
Remorse.
Let's see in the movie.
Ooh, man. Say, man, I can't wait to see this movie, man. I can't wait to see the movie. Say, man, I'm talking about, man, I can't wait to see the movie.
That's a very important question, because we answer that question. We answered that scene right there. If I did that scene alone as a short film, it could win an Oscar.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna say perfect timing. Yeah, I'm gonna say spiritually, culturally, pop culture wise, American history. This movie is right on time.
Definitely is. 100%.
It's right on time.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, man, you want to close us out? How can my people find you? How can they find the movie? What do my boss producer need to do to get us set up for the movie studio? I mean, what we need to do?
Man, y'all keep on supporting Charleston White and Mr. Dewberry, man. Y'all keep on supporting them, man, because what I didn't get was physical support. I'm being honest. What I didn't get in the boxing world was people standing by my side, say, go for it, go. I spent more money than I made in boxing. And I just ask that y'all keep supporting Charleston. And even if you don't agree with him, you're listening to him because your spirit agrees with his purpose. And just keep on doing that. And also by supporting Charleston is going to support Checks and Balances, man. Checks X Balances movie. Go ahead and pre-order. It comes out May 19th at 10:29 Central Standard Time, Texas time. That's literally the time Malcolm X was born. And this film is the most important film that's ever been created. Ever been created. Ever in the history of cinema. You've never seen on camera what we've done. You've never seen it, period. Because at the end of the day, Kevin Hart's gonna wear a dress. LeBron James is gonna carry a Birkin bag. And Floyd Mayweather's gonna wear some red leather boots. You understand what I'm saying? So our elite men, that the elitists of the elite, won't even consider doing a film like this because they're partners. They don't want to let down their partners. And I'm taking every risk doing this film. I'm gonna get death threats. People gonna want to turn my water off, quote unquote. And I know this film is needed. And believing in God and being afraid to die can't reside in the same house.
Fear and faith cannot coexist together.
No. And this film is gonna really test who you are. Black man.
Black man, yeah, black man.
You know,
yeah.
But physically support Charleston.
Yeah, man.
Charleston shouldn't have to hire security. I'm keeping it a buck. Shouldn't have. I didn't get that, and I put it all on the line for these people in boxing. Put it all on. I missed my daughter's first steps. You know what I mean? And then I look back at the shit I shouldn't. You know, you don't know, you live and you learn. You know, I didn't know my daughter was gonna walk that day. But Charleston shouldn't have to ask for anything. You know, you give your pastor, he just show up on Sunday. Charleston shows up 3 times a day. You know what I mean? Physically support this man and his mission. It's important. It's uberly important, man. If motherfuckers could sell bean pies for a man they will never meet, give their life for a man they can never meet, who lives in an 18-room mansion and speaks once a year to his people. He speaks at others, but he speaks there because he's getting paid. But he speaks to you once a year. It's called Savior's Day. And you gotta support this man. You know, we left Malcolm's daughters hanging. 6 daughters. Malcolm X left us with less than $100 in his pocket. No one would give Malcolm X life insurance. We were supposed to be his life insurance.
He didn't even have a car. He didn't even own a house.
Yeah, we failed.
One of what was the most unwritten secret about Malcolm X is he's documented as being one of our most righteous black leaders ever known to us.
Yeah.
Our FBI used to bug the rooms. They used to secretly trail these guys. They know, when I tell you they know everything about you. So when they show up and they say, hey, Charleston, we want to take you through media training. They media training, they already know you, so they need to change some things about you. What they knew about Malcolm is they studied him, they followed him, they tried to entrap him, they set him up. And it was documented that Malcolm is like a saint compared to any other leaders that we've ever read about. I won't say no names, but it's documented that Malcolm X was a saint compared to any other black leader.
He was the greatest of the great. Ozzie Davis said he was our living manhood. And that he was. And the fact that he had the world in the palm of his hand and went to a hotel room and just simply prayed 5 times a day. ate one meal. That's astounding.
Every trip was documented that he done that. Everybody else had girls in the hotel room partying, having fun, and saved, but not Malcolm. But that's a written secret.
Honorable.
He was an honorable man.
He should have been called honorable. I cry sometimes thinking about that, man. Like, you take the strongest and the purest from him. And your selfishness. I fucking can't stand Elijah Muhammad, dog. He angers me. Like, I don't care what becomes of it. That man is a scumbag. He is
But they don't know what he did. See, me and you know, right? It's documented. It's real reports of women who was impregnated by him who literally had to go in secret. They were shamed into disappearance. They was outcasted, man. They was his secretaries, and he had a pattern. He had a pattern of behavior. And man, and it's completely ignored. So that's why I speak how I speak against the things that I speak against. And I'm willing to die, kill, and go to jail for being able to have to say these things, because I live in a great country that gives me the right to the freedom to voice those. And it's a blessing to be an American. And I just say that. Yeah.
And man, I totally appreciate you, man. Dr. O is amazing.
Yeah, man, great.
Everybody say that.
Dr. O be going to Mally Who for, boy.
Everybody say that.
Say, now let me just say this. She got me on the phone with Judge Joe Brown. Boy, I'm so happy we got Judge Joe Brown coming on the show, y'all. So yeah.
That's gonna be epic.
What? What?
Judge Joe Brown was a Black Panther.
I know. Listen, I didn't want to say this publicly. I gotta say it. Man, I cussed Judge Joe Brown out, man. Yeah, my grandmama and everybody gonna be mad at me. Man, I cussed him out. Yeah, man, I was wrong in a motherfucker. But he didn't want to listen to me. Yeah, and he was out talking me. He did to me what I do to people on the internet. So I went in little boy mode and said, "Fuck you, old nigga." That's why y'all old niggas don't want to listen to me. Fuck you, old ass nigga. You been talking from TV. And he said, you ever been in a shootout with a white old boy? Yeah. So I couldn't get a word out. He was doing to me like I do niggas on the internet, and it didn't feel good. So I hung the phone up. I hung the phone up. So he told Dr. O, let the young man know I like him. I was just fucking with him. I was rattling his cage to see if he had in him just what he had in him. And I tell him but just let him know next time, don't hang up. Men have disagreements, but they don't fall out.
Man.
Men have this, so I cuss him out. Fuck you, old ass nigga. And he never listened. He never changed his voice tone. He never stopped talking. He did to me like I do to niggas. So when I hung up, I was saying, man, nigga, he made you feel weak. Shut up, nigga. That's what I told myself, shut up, nigga. And then I was trying to say, man, no, nigga, you responded like a little boy, because he was handling you. You don't know how to respond to nobody handling you, right? I couldn't out-talk him, but I was trying to out-talk him. You know why I couldn't out-talk him? Because he know more than me. So as I'm talking, I'm in my feelings now, because he's talking to me, he's talking at me, and he's talking through me, right? And what I'm saying has no effect on this man. Fuck you, old ass motherfucker. What I'm saying he's not rattled. He rattling me with his knowledge, his experience, and his calmness, right? So when I hang up, he sent a message back to me. He really liked me. We still go work together, but he gave me some instructions. So my spirit began to convict me, and it showed me how we do the young niggas up under us. We just talk it then. Here it is. I was trying to tell him something, and he didn't want to hear what I wanted to say. So it hurt. I felt rejected. Fuck you, old ass nigga. Yeah, you been talking from TV. You don't know nothing about nothing. You ain't been here in real life to tell no niggas nothing. So then when he go to let me know what he done, what he done been. And shit, I had to be, I couldn't be quiet because I'm in my feelings now. But man, he showed me something. He taught me something without even having to come back and say it. That was a man I was talking to. And that man never got rattled by my boy disrespect. He handled me like a boy. And I ain't know how to handle that man, so I hung up in his face. Because I felt weak. I couldn't, what I know to do couldn't work on him, because that was a man. And that's a man that know more than me. How am I to talk him? He 80-some years old, how am I to talk him? So what I'm telling myself here, how he gonna tell me something if he don't know my story? Man, you just supposed to sit at the feet of the elders and listen.
Facts.
You just supposed to sit at the feet of the elders and listen.
Facts.
So, yeah, man, I whooped on myself for that. He didn't have to come back and say nothing to me. Man, I called Dr. O back and said, yeah, Dr. O, I was wrong with the motherfucker. Boy, this how he done. He made me feel I was feeling rejected. He wouldn't listen to me. And then I said, you know what? That's how we do these young niggas. That's why these young niggas be telling us, fuck you, old ass nigga. I did to him what the young niggas do to us. He was doing to me what we do to the young niggas. Just talk to him, won't let him get a word out, blah, 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 blah. Man, fuck them old. So I was feeling rejected, so I rejected him. I rejected his teachings. I was rejecting him. So that's what the young niggas do to us. So it showed me something. It showed me an element, a component of something in our culture that we as black men have to fix with the black boy. And he was able to do that. He got the training, he got the education, he got the wisdom, he got the experience, he got the knowledge, and he got the understanding. A lot of us talking to these young niggas, we don't have the understanding, we ain't got the wisdom, and we ain't got the knowledge. But we talking at them, we trying to tell them something.
They don't have the respect.
Yeah, because we need those elements. What I just told you, he put on me.
Thanks.
He didn't argue with me and say, I'll kick your ass, young nigga, you disrespect. He never got rattled.
He respected you even after you went on.
He never got rattled.
Yeah, it's deep.
He never, and I never went to bitch ass nigga, fuck you bitch ass nigga. And I don't know how he would have did if I would have said that, but I was being disrespectful. That's why I hung up, because I didn't want to keep being disrespectful. Because he wasn't going to stop talking. I wasn't going to stop talking. He a man. He ain't finna run and hang up. I don't know what to say other than being disrespectful, because he know more than me. And I'm trying to out-talk him. So what I got to do, man, I ain't used to this. Let me get out of here. This shit, I ain't used to this.
and Charleston, that's why gangbangers rob, steal, and kill. Because that's their solution.
Yeah. Yeah. I ran away from that man. I hung up and ran. And he told me, tell him don't hang up next time.
Thanks. Yeah. That's a big move.
Yeah, men have disagreement, but they don't fall out. So yeah, man, I appreciate you for having me on the show, man. I can't wait to get Miss Parker. Man, you sure you can get Miss Parker over here? Yeah. Oh, we got Miss Parker coming today. Say, Parker, be so African. Say, yeah. Say,
Can you do two people at the same time? On
yeah, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll set that.
We can do that, can't we, Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, bet, yeah, we can do two at the same time.
Deal.
Okay, bet, man. Well, say, man, I was.
Send me 2 dates. Send me 2 dates, and I'll make sure they on one of them.
Okay, bet, man. Well, man, that's the end of the show, man. I appreciate you for having me on. It was a great, informative, very, very informative show, man. I hope y'all heard enough to make y'all go start downloading and pre-ordering this motherfucker right now.
You gotta go get it.
Now, where can they pre-order it at?
checksandbalances.movie. Checksxbalances.movie. Go pre-order
Checks,
right now
checks,
because May
balances.
19th, there's gonna be thousands of people watching that. You know what I mean? Thousands.
And when is the movie premiere?
We gonna do it May 15th, and we're gonna do another screening May 22nd.
Bet.
And it's gonna be like, then we're gonna go down to Dallas, man. We should do a screening in Dallas, man.
I'm trying to get Dallas, Austin, and another place. So yeah, man.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it, man.
It's going down.
All right, man. Well, peace.
People would love to watch the movie and hear your take on it, for sure.
Alrighty, man. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you for having me on the show.
Love, man. Appreciate you having me, though. Love y'all, man. Appreciate
Love you
that.
too, man. Award-winning film producer, filmmaker, film editor, film every goddamn thing, man. Frederick Hawthorne.
And it's real. And it's real. Charleston's a movie star, y'all.
Mama, your boy a movie star now, mama. We out, man.
All right, go, man.
All right, Pete. Yeah, man. Sorry I was late, guys, but boy, it was a great show.
Nah, y'all good. That was good. That was real good.
They're real
Say,
good.
man, y'all ready to take the cameras to Austin?
Yeah, for sure. We got you.
I told man, let me get with my team. And see, man, when we ready to come to Austin. Like I say, they ready. We can pack it because they ain't number 2.5 hours drive. Austin, Texas. I got the media team coming. We on our way, baby. We bringing all these bright lights to Austin. Southwest by Southwest ain't gonna be the only one shining lights out there, baby. We won't end with them next year. So y'all like the show? Y'all see how happy I am? I like it. Dallas, Austin, and Houston. Already. Yeah, boy, I got a great publisher. Yeah, boy.